Good morning and God bless you. Thanks for watching. Today we are back at the property once again and ready to do some work. It's a very brisk morning. It's in the low 30s. Lee's already began hammering on that shed garage that we're trying to finish up. He's got a lot of work to do on that. Doors, windows, trim, a lot of work is going on over there. I'll be helping him today do that. But earlier today, Lee dug a trench with the hole digger, and he went from the RV to the low spot over there, because what happened here was the last time we were here and we had that thunderstorm, we were able to see how much water is gathering underneath the RV, and it is way too much. There's a low spot in the ground, and unfortunately the water has no place to go, and so it just sets underneath the RV. And as you know, we don't want the RV to stay here, but we can't move it because it's constantly wet and muddy, and we can't get the we don't want the RV to get stuck, obviously. And so what we've done here is Lee used the hole digger to dig a trench around. I'm going to take the shovel and get the dirt out of the trench, put it in a wheelbarrow, take the dirt to the other side of the RV where there's a low spot. And last time we were here, it breached. We had this little mound of dirt to try to keep the water over here, and it breached it, and so it was soppy all over. And so when we step out of the RV, we were stepping into some muck. So we're going to fix that problem, get the water so it runs over. It's supposed to rain in 2 days, and so we're hoping that this works to get the water flowing away and heading down that hill. And so we'll see how that works. Anyway, when I'm not digging a trench today, I'm going to be taking the black rock that we purchased, and I'm going to be wheelbarrowing it over to the garage, and we're going to use that black rock as flooring for the garage. We opted on the black rock because it was something we could do right away. We considered wood. We figured wood wouldn't last that long. We considered concrete and figured that at this time of year we can't get the concrete truck onto the property to do that with all the mud and stuff. And so we figured the best thing we could do to get that garage finished right away and be able to utilize it is to put in black rock. And so that's what we're doing. And anyway, we've got a really busy day, so let's get to it.
To go that way.
Well, this one, the roof here is in from here, and that one, the roof is out from here.
Okay. I'll pull something up.
Yeah, because I told you it didn't go all the way to the end. Yeah. Well, this one goes over the end. Yeah, it needs to be split the difference because that one's even. So whatever this is, it needs to be half of this. We need to move over that way, half of this. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we need a tape measure.
That's a 1/4 inch. It's 1/4 of an inch off.
Looks like it.
Let's try that. See if it's closer. Sorry.
All right.
Off by a bit. See if I went too far. He's forcible.
I don't think it's too far. It didn't feel like it.
What's that?
Fine.
Fine?
Fine. Oh, this is the trim piece for the front, and as you can see, this board right here is bowed really bad. And so we're debating now upon what to do. We do have some extra wood laying here in the garage, but we don't know what the directions say it's for, so we don't know how soon we're going to need that. But it seems like we don't want this big bow at the eaves of our house. Huh. Anyway, Lee's working on that right now, coming up with a solution. Okay, so Lee found out what the other boards are for. They're for rafter support. So they go across the rafters and they don't come up for a little bit. So taking one of those rafter support boards and cutting it to the angle and everything as the trim on the front of the garage would work out for us. We can still use this kind of warped piece as rafter support because it just needs to support the rafters. It doesn't need to go flush with anything like the front does. And so I think this is going to work. And another problem solved.
Okay, so as Brenda told you, we had to remake one of the gable extensions. So I did that, and now we're going to put that together. This piece of trim you see here goes primer side down. That'll get screwed onto the 2x4, and then that will be screwed up onto the gable. And then after that's done, we will put the fascia on the outside of it. So this is basically a gable extension. It gives us a little bit of a rain drip edge. Bad bit.
came inside the cabin to charge up the battery for a little bit, and I wanted you to meet Freddie. Freddie's our cat. He travels with us to the property when we're going to be gone longer than a day or two, and he does not always like to come. We get his collar out and his leash, and he usually hides in the closet. Once he's here, he's completely content. Hey, Freddie. You want to say hi to the people? No? You don't want to say hi? Freddie! Hi!
Okay, we're getting ready to install the front gable extension, and then after that will be the fascia. And the same thing, it's got to be flush with the top. Not flush on the edge though.
No?
No, it has to hang over the wood. I'm guessing. The other one did. Okay?
Yeah. That's weird. That's the boat.
Yep.
Do you remember when I told you that that one first board that we put up on the roof was the cause of the gapping? I just figured it out. It is not the cause of the gapping. If you can see on the roof, you can see the board we just put on, and you can see the edge of the roof. We shouldn't be seeing that. That last, what is that called? Truss. That last truss that we put on had a bow in it. We tried to get that bow out over and over again, and we couldn't. And that's what we're seeing. And so that was the culprit of how the other part of the roof line went on. And you can see it right now up there. We shouldn't be able to see that. Anyway, when you buy a kit, you get the pieces they send you. What can you do about it?
Wow, that should be like way off, huh? How's that look down there?
Lined up.
Yeah. How far is that one hanging over?
I don't know, 4 inch, half inch, I don't know.
I should have checked it. I should have checked it, but I didn't.
Earlier when I was helping Lee with the back side of it, I was not recording, and he helped me down by giving me his hand. Then when I was recording, he shoved me off the edge. So I told him about it. So now he's making sure he continues to help me. Chivalry is not dead. Is that the word? Chivalry?
Yeah, chivalry.
Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put these pieces of wood underneath the eaves but up against the building. And Lee calls them soffits covers. I don't think that's what he called them. But that's what we're going to put up next. Okay, that's what the piece of wood's going to look like. It's not laying on the building at all. It's laying on the back side of the roof. And it's going to look real nice there. Got anything to say about this job, Lee?
Should be easy peasy.
While Lee has been busy working on the outside of the garage, I have been laying rock on the inside. I did not quite half of the rock behind me in the garage. My back got kind of sore from wheelbarrowing rock here. I think I wheelbarrowed about 6 barrels of rocks to be able to do this ground, and it's looking really sharp, but I'll work on it again tomorrow, maybe be able to finish it up. It just gets so heavy. Earlier today when I wheelbarrowed all the dirt from the trench over to this other site, so I've done a lot of wheelbarrowing today, and I am tired. That foot that I hurt the other day, or should I say that Lee hurt when he dropped the board on my foot, that foot is starting to hurt. It did really well all day, but now there's a pain in it. So I think I've overdone it, but all in all, things are good. And let me tell you what Lee's doing on the outside of the building. Okay, we're coming to the end of the day. It's around 4 o'clock. The sun is setting over this direction. It's going to start getting dusk shortly. And we're finishing up the trim work. Today's been a trim day. As you saw a little earlier, Lee put those pieces, I think he called them soffits, underneath the roof. And then he went around and he put the trim around the roof as well as on the peak of the roof. And so it's looking like a really cute building now. Currently, he is doing the sides, one here, and making the corners nice and pretty. He already did this one over here. He's working on this one over here, and it's looking good. Now you might be looking and thinking, is there a stick or something in the center of that roof? Yes, there is, because when Lee put those fronts on, they did not quite match, and either we were going to be short on both ends to get them to touch in the middle, or what we chose to do was go ahead and make them even on the edge and have a gap in the middle. Then we took some scrap wood that we had trimmed off of something else, Lee glued it, and he pounded it up there so it wedged really tight in that gap, and now it's drying. And when it's dry, we'll come in and he will cut that there, and that little piece will look like it belongs. This right here is just primer, so when we come back, we'll paint the trims and everything else, and you won't even know that we filled that little gap. Ingenuity, that's what I say. These kits are not perfect when they come, and we've had to make some adjustments. In the next garage we're going to do, we'll already know what to expect, and it'll go much faster, God willing. Anyway, we're closing up shop for today as soon as Lee's done finishing the trim, and we're going to catch you tomorrow.